Hello, this is Jen, and you are listening to Dreaming Out Loud, a monthly audio chat where we talk about dreams, memory, time, and other intersecting topics like reality and synchronicity and magic and the supernatural. How are you? How are you this April 2023? I am recording this for you on April 11th, 2023. I have a little bit of a sore throat I've been battling with the last few days, so I'm sitting here in my home office sipping on some tea with Chinese medicinal herbs that actually have been helping my sore throat, but I'm not fully healed yet, so I might do a little throat clearing. I hope you'll be understanding as a result. What's it like where you are today? What's the weather like? What's the mood like? What's the energy like? How does reality feel for you these days? For the people in my inner circles, my family and friends, I've been hearing different variations of, wow, the world feels crazy right now, or my life feels crazy right now, or things feel out of sorts. And I think oftentimes we will use that kind of language mostly to talk about things we're struggling with or challenges we're feeling or ways in which the world is scary to us or scaring us. I know that for myself and for a lot of people in my life, there's some growing anxiety about violence in the world and upheaval in the world, and what that means for us and our futures. But I think sometimes we'll use language like, oh, that's crazy or that's weird, to also talk about not dark things, to talk about things that maybe we feel like are magical or miraculous or awe-inspiring. A friend of mine recently told me a story where she was certain that strangeness in her life was a message from her deceased mom over the recent Jewish holiday of Passover. Another person in my life sort of shared with me kind of trippy sensory experiences she's been having that she doesn't know how to explain. And I think sometimes we use the language of, oh, that's strange, or oh, that's crazy, to talk about those types of instances or events in our lives as well. So I think that's interesting. And I was commenting to another friend today, saying, what do we expect it to be like when we go through some sort of evolutionary shift? For those of us that believe that humanity has the potential to transcend or to transform or to ascend, what do we expect that transformation to look or feel like? Do we think that just one day we're going to be, without physical bodies, we're going to just turn one day into amorphous angelic creatures? Or people who believe that in the world to come, that I think it's more of a religious type of phrasing. Like what do those people believe, that one day we're just going to start walking on water and floating, and it will be heaven on earth? I believe in humanity's ability to evolve spiritually, and I believe in consciousness expanding, and I believe we're going through a time like that right now. I believe that we are in a shift of consciousness, humanity, and I believe that it's showing up in certain ways for some of us and different ways for others, and some of us might be more tuned into it and others might be more tuned out. But I believe that we are in fact going through a shift right now. And I believe that, I will say for myself, when I think about this and feel into it, I know that I wouldn't want a harsh transition. I would want a smooth, gentle, easy transition. Even if I am somebody who is craving a shift in my own consciousness, a shift in the consciousness of humanity, I'm not under the illusion that me in my very human material world 3D body would be able to necessarily handle that shift if it wasn't gentle. And so I think that these moments in our everyday lives where we're like, that's crazy, that's weird, that's strange. I mean, even perhaps, I don't want to say, I'm not trying to justify the darkness in our world right now, but what I am saying is that anytime that we might use the words, that's strange, that's crazy, that's weird, we might consider taking the perspective that our world is, in fact, shifting, changing. We may be, in fact, shifting and changing. Reality may be shifting and changing. And if we're lucky, the veil, the proverbial veil, will be lifted slowly and gently in a way that seems strange, but not in a way that will cause us all to have mental breaks all at once. What I'm hoping to do, in part, with these audio chats and with my greater work out in the world, is to help people integrate strange experiences, supernatural experiences, paranormal experiences, with the hopes that having someone to talk to and work through and understand those experiences with can make the process more gentle and more easy. And that leads us to the larger topic of today's audio chat, which is dreaming as adventure. Dreaming as adventure. Specifically, I'm talking today about dreaming as adventure to other realms, other times, other lives. Have you had dreams where you feel like you are in another realm? Have you met creatures or entities or beings in your dreams that you would not meet in waking life? What are those creatures or entities or beings like, and why do you think they've entered your dream space? Why do you think that they exist in your dream space if they don't seem to exist in your waking life reality? Have you had dreams where you felt like you were you had a sense of the I, but you were clearly in a different time period, not the time period that you currently live in? Maybe you noticed buildings that seemed to be older, or maybe you were in period clothes that you've never worn in waking life. Did you have a real sense, oh, I am me, but this does not seem to be 2020 whatever? And have you ever had a dream where you felt also like you were you, meaning you had the I perspective, the first person perspective in a dream, but nobody around you was familiar and nothing around you was familiar, yet there were people engaging with you like they knew you. People that you don't know and you couldn't identify, you couldn't name or label, knew you. Have you had a dream like that? And lastly, have you had a dream where you were the observer? It didn't feel like there was any I or first person experience, or nobody in the room or the space that you were in your dream seemed to know that you were there or recognize you. You just seemed to be like a presence watching the story play out. What do you make of all those dreams? I have some theories about those dreams. I believe that we actually are capable of travel in our dream state. I believe that our souls, our consciousness, can exit our physical bodies in a sleep state and travel to other dimensions or realms, to other versions of our life, to past lives or future lives we have yet to live. And perhaps even leave our bodies and travel out and inhabit the bodies of other people, not us. And I'm doing more research. I'm involved in research on these topics, but I think in the meantime, we don't need to know for sure, does this happen? Is it happening? Is it real? Is it imaginary? In order for us to actually enjoy the experience, or to learn from the experience, or to heal from the experience, or to grow. So how can we learn or heal or grow from these types of dreams? I'll start off by sharing just a little bit of my own experience. If you've been listening to this podcast before, or if you have read any of the things that I've written about my experience with precognitive dreaming, I started off really doing a lot of my dream and memory and time research as a result of precognitive dream experiences that I was having. I would have dreams, and then in waking life, there would be some version of what I dreamed happened in waking life. And it may not have been exact, but it was close enough for me to be curious and to try to understand what was happening. And over the years, I've done research in precognition and have had enough experience in my own life and through talking with scientists who research precognition, who research psi experiences, to believe that at the very least, if nothing else, I am receiving information from a possible future in my dream state sometimes. And that's what my precognitive dreaming is. At least that's what I've determined for myself right now, that information is able to travel back in time. It can be received in a dream state, and then the dream mind creates story around it. And then we have a dream that ends up feeling like a dream of the future. So as a result of my precognitive dreaming, and as a result of paying attention to those types of dreams, I've really experienced an expansion in the way that I understand memory, and the way that I understand time. So simply as a result of studying this and believing that precognition was a possibility, because that's all it really required in the beginning, like validating my own experience. I'm having this experience. Oh, that's strange. I dreamt something very similar to that 2 nights ago, and now it's happening in my waking life. Simply by validating the fact that I was having an experience that was other than what I had been taught in school was the way memory and life and time worked, I have had a serious expansion in the way that I view the world, in the way that I view life, in the way that I view myself and my skill set and my abilities. Having validated this experience time and time again, I also have really increased the level of trust I have in myself. I have more trust in my intuition. And I've learned too more how to internally validate for myself that things have happened, rather than constantly seeking external validation from others, whether that be a doctor or a scientist or some kind of expert who is not me. I have learned how to, with greater strength, believe in myself, believe in my knowing, believe in my experience, and validate that. So I'm just offering this up as an example for why paying attention to or working with our strange dream experiences, or engaging more with the adventures that we're taking in dreams to potential past lives, potential future lives, potential other realms, can be more than just entertainment. I mean, I'm not belittling the entertainment factor, right? Some of us can just engage more with our dreams as a means of entertainment. Why not? You're going through a really boring, mundane phase of life. Like sometimes your dream adventures can offer you rich experiences and intense encounters and meaningful connections with people or beings or creatures much cooler than the people that you're interacting with in your waking life. And in particular, there's something to be said for the imagination when our waking life, is a challenge. Sometimes going to sleep and slipping into a rich, adventurous dream can be a salve for a wounded waking experience. So there are a lot of reasons for us to be welcoming to our adventures and our travels inside of dreams, even if we're not sure we believe in them. There's that question. Do we have to believe in the experience in order to get anything out of it, in order to appreciate it? And I don't know that we do. For a long time, I think I did think that. I think for a long time, my research into precognitive dreaming was about I needed to prove that it was happening, because until I proved that it was happening, it wasn't real. And what I've come to believe over time, and especially lately, is that nothing is real. And I don't say that lightly, but I mean, nothing is absolutely real. Nothing is certifiably real. What's real is our experience. What is real is our feelings. What's real for us are our beliefs. And those are malleable and flexible. I don't know that we have to believe in reincarnation or in past lives to have dreams about past lives. And I certainly believe that there are benefits to the dreamer in having these experiences. Lucid dreams, astral travel, they're adventures. They make our waking lives feel fuller. They make us feel more extraordinary. And I think in crazy times, in times that feel crazy, they can act as a bridge. A type of bridge that allows us to see the miraculous and the awe-inspiring inside of the potential crazy, inside of the potential strange. Dream experiences, in a way, are safe spaces to practice being okay with the strange. I don't know if you're somebody who believes in aliens or if you're somebody who has been following increasing reports of UAPs. But I think a lot lately about whether or not humanity is ready for disclosure, for information about potential alien encounters on this planet. I wonder what it would actually be like. There's a growing community of people who are asking the government, the U.S. government, to disclose information about, potential alien interactions over the last 50 years to 75 years in this country. But I wonder, all those people in that community who are clamoring for that and who seem to want it even, how ready are they really for the reality of a being who doesn't look like them, who doesn't act like them, who maybe is potentially even like more skilled with technology or with telepathy than we are? How will they really act, And even those of us who are interested in the paranormal or in the supernatural, how ready are we really to meet instances of that? Let's say you're somebody who wishes you had telekinesis or the power to levitate, but you don't. Are you truly ready to one day extend your hand out into the world and lift up a car with your hand? If that actually happened to you tomorrow, would your mind be able to handle it? Or would that be too harsh of an introduction into a shifted way of being? I think that our adventure dreams, our time travel dreams, our dreams of other realms can act as a bridge to what I think is going to be a really big shift in our experience of reality. I think in my lifetime, and certainly in the lifetime of my children who are teenagers now, what we've seen with the evolution of technology over the last 30 years, I think we're going to see that with consciousness over the next 30 years. And a real benefit to inviting in adventure dreams is to prepare us for what that might be in waking life. It's gentler, it's softer. So whether or not you're somebody who believes that we are going through a shift in consciousness, and whether or not you're somebody who believes in past lives or precognition or aliens or the paranormal, I think that you are probably somebody who thinks the world has gotten a little funky lately. The world has gotten a little funky lately, and maybe you're seeing more evidence of that in your personal life. And if not, you're probably seeing evidence of it on the news or in the lives of your friends. And so what I'm suggesting to you today is you can play a little with that funkiness in your dreams and in your dream work. You could use your adventure dreams as a conversation starter, either for yourself or with the people in your life. What would it be like? What would it be like if that thing that happened in my dream actually happened to me in waking life? How would I deal with that? How would I adjust? Would I like it? Would I welcome that in? Would I want that for myself? Would I not want that for myself? If that adventure were to happen in waking life, how would I prepare for that in advance now? I've met in my dreams entities that seemed humanoid but were with blue skin, and so I've asked myself, well, what would that be like to see on the news a humanoid with blue skin who claimed to be from another planet? What would that be like? How would I adjust to that? So that's just one example. And then, of course, there's the possibility that we are, in fact, in our adventure dreams, traveling to other past lives, traveling to other dimensions or versions of our own life. And in those cases, you get the gift of trying on a different version of yourself in your life. Think of all the times you've asked yourself in waking life, what if I had chosen this career? What if I had chosen this partner? What if I had moved to this country? Having adventure dreams allows you, if you sink into the imagery and the feeling of it, to actually try that on and experience it. And you might be surprised to find out that you're happy that you chose the life that you did choose. That what if reality is not what your waking life fantasies imagines it to be. So that is what I have to offer you this month. I would love to hear from you. What kind of adventure dreams do you have? Are you somebody who is able to travel to other realms, other planets, other lifetimes? And what has opened up for you as a result of that kind of dreaming? Until next month, I am wishing you gentleness and ease and good health, and I'm sending you love across space and time.